Morning students. Today we are doing our third experiment, that is KMnO4 versus oxalic acid. Yesterday in two videos I taught you how to perform the calculations. I told you in solution, ionic equation, observation table. Then on the next page calculations, normality, grams per liter, molarity and up to the result column. So you have to complete the written work. Today I am showing you, like first one, how you have to perform. Like earlier, as I taught you, KMnO4 versus FeSO4, KMnO4 versus ferrous ammonium sulfate into how we did in the same manner we have to do. I am showing you every time you have to wash. Kamla, thistle funnel down. Every time you have to wash burette, rinse it nicely, same procedure as we are doing. Then fill the burette with KMnO4. With the help of this thistle funnel, you have to add KMnO4 in burette. Initial reading should be 0 ml. So this is colored solution. You have to see the lower meniscus. Earlier I taught you. Make up to 0 ml. Next, instead of ferrous sulfate, we have to take oxalic acid. It is also colorless. So in small beakers, in one beaker KMnO4 has been given, in another beaker oxalic acid has been given. So earlier I taught you how to wash the pipette. Again I will not repeat the same things. You have to wash because the upper tip, upper mouth has been used earlier with another mouth. So first of all wash this every time, because now I am using, my mouth is going to attach. So every time you have to wash it nicely. Now rinse it with water. I am taking few mls. Rinsing with the oxalic acid, few mls you have to take and rinse it and throw back in the sink. Here I am using beaker because I can't go to the sink. At that time everyone is nearby very sink. Okay. Now take 10 ml of oxalic acid. You are knowing the marker? Leave and see the marker, and up to 10 ml you have to take in flask. Flask also you have to wash it nicely with the water. Rinse it and take nicely 10 ml. Okay. Now with the help of test tube, you are given H2SO4, that is acid. You have to take 10 ml, one test tube in the flask. 10 ml another, half test tube another one. So total 25 ml of sulfuric acid. Now in the flask you are having 10 ml of oxalic acid plus 25 ml of sulfuric acid. Now in the first and second, no need of heating. But here I told you, you have to heat the flask. Why? Because the rate of reaction is not going to start at the ordinary temperature. So we have to heat it. After heating, the rate of reaction will increase. So in the first video, I am showing you how you have to conduct. We are going to the flame site. We are going to heat. How we will heat, I will show you. Carefully you have to heat up to 70 degree. The temperature of boiling temperature is of water is 100 degree. That is going to boil, but we have not to boil. We have to heat only. So I am going how you have to heat it. Come on. We are going to flame side. Students, after taking this flask, you have to go nearby to the burner. This is called burner, gas burner. This is called tripod stand, and this is of wire hose. So carefully you have to take the flask and you have to keep on the see. I am teaching you. Continuously should not be flask kept on the burner side. With a few seconds, you have to take out like that. And you shake and slowly again you keep. Continuously heating should not be given. Otherwise, the flask should be break. You can feel like that you are heating the tea, no? So the tea should not be, the water should be heated on. See, we will touch and we will feel some hotness. Till that we have to heat the flask. Okay? Not continuously. Again see, I am taking. I am touching the flask and you can feel the hotness. It is now hot. Again I am keeping for 1 second only. See. So I can feel the hotness. This hotness is of 70-degree temperature. Now the rate of reaction has been increased. So we are going again to the burette side and we are going to do our titration. So students, after heating the flask, again you have to come back to your place, the place which you have given, and we are going to start our titration. After heating, see, from 0 to 1 ml I am adding 0 to 1 ml. You can see in first and second the color was instantly going, but here you have to shake well nicely. After shaking it, the rate of reaction from 1 ml to 5 ml, the rate of reaction is slow. So it will take time. See, the color has gone. When the color has gone, you have to again start from 1 to 2. Again, you see it is not going easily. You have to shake nicely. No drops of water should come out, the solution. See, the color has gone. When the color has gone, you have to start it again from 2 to 3. Each 1 ml interval you have to take. From 2 to 3, for the third ml also, you shake well and the color will disappear. After this disappearing color, again from 3 to 4 you add. The color is there, the rate of reaction is slow, it will take time. From 4 to 5 I am adding. The color is there, it takes time. After few mLs, the rate of reaction will increase. 5 to 6, each ml you have to stop and shake well. 5 to 6, the color has gone easily. 6 to 7, the color is easily going. 7 to 8, color is going easily. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Now the color is not going. The color is permanent pink. So stop wherever you are getting the reading. So this is our Paulet reading, first reading. Okay. So our initial was 0. Our Paulet was 12. The permanent pink. Afterwards it will change somewhat. You will get brownish pink because we are giving a heating process. So stop whenever. See, after shaking vigorously also the color is not going. So this is your Paulet reading. Okay students, again I am repeating from 1 ml to 2 ml. You have to take 1 ml and you have to add, and the pink color should disappear. After disappearing the color, you have to add 1 more ml. Then add 1 more ml. Shake silently like that, nicely. The drops of solution should not come out of the flask, otherwise the reading will change. This is called the first reading, Paulet reading. When you are getting the permanent pink color, stop and you are getting Paulet reading. Like that earlier we did after Paulet, now you are knowing our final reading is 12. Okay. So after 11, you have to take drop by drop for the first reading, like that 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4. That will be first reading. I am not showing you now. I showed you only how to take the Paulet reading in oxalic acid. Now again you have to repeat. Again I am throwing this solution. Again I am washing. Again I am washing. Again with the help of funnel I am filling the burette up to 0 ml. Again up to 0 ml. Again you have to wash the flask. Take 10 ml of oxalic acid. Earlier we have taken Paulet, now I am taking first reading. Oxalic acid, same procedure, 2.5 test tube, 10 ml each, 1, 2, 2.5. Now I will not go to again heat like earlier. You have to go and heat the flask, add 1 ml, add 2nd ml, add 3rd ml. Slowly the color will disappear, and at the end point, now you are knowing your end point is 12. So after 11, don't take the continuously reading. Stop at each every 1 ml, 0 to 1, stop, shake well, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, like that you have to stop at each every mls. Okay, after 11 you have to take drop by drop, 11.1, 11.2. So earlier I taught you in theory the rule of accuracy and precision rule you have to follow. So you have to take the first reading like that. If the reading is coming 11.4, now the second reading 11.5. If the third reading is coming 11.9, so it is not following the accuracy and precision rule. So all the 3 readings should be very close to each other. Then earlier I taught you all the 3 readings should be joint. Take the mean of that, plus karo, add and divide it by 3. You will get the mean reading. Okay students, have you followed? When you will come in the lab, we will do again this practical. I showed you the demo and calculations. You complete this practical on the notebook, and I showed you when you will come in lab, we will do it. But you watch, observe nicely the demo of this oxalic acid, how we have to heat it. Okay. So I am finishing.